That was straight up beautiful. It took everything in me not to cry in this episode. Like, no joke. Like, oh my god, I was holding it back. I was like, nah. Like, oh my god. Like, Togashi is a brilliant writer. Like, no matter what anyone says. Granted, he goes on hiatus a lot for the manga, but he is a brilliant writer. Did you see, like, the character development for Meruem? Like, he made us love Meruem at the very end of it. Like, I didn't want him to die. He actually made me feel sad for Meruem. Nah, he's a brilliant writer, and that was just beautiful at the end. At the very end, like what Netero was saying, you know, before he had like a conflict between his ant side and his human side, because he's kind of like a hybrid, right? And at the very end, I think the human part like kind of took over him, and he finally understood the whole concept of love, and he realized, like, you know, he finally understood what really mattered at the end of the day. And reflecting on how he used to be, he realized that, yeah, his royal guards, he wasn't worthy of them. And he finally understood all what they did for him, you understand? And even the, Palm couldn't really believe what she was saying. She was still hoping and clinging, like, to the whole idea of a tyrant, you know, the Meruem who kills anybody on sight and everything. But that guy is far gone. She even knew it. Like, when she was talking, like, to Meruem, she was thinking to herself, like, yeah, she already knows the truth. She already knows that, yeah, the king is genuinely changed, right? But she was trying to give herself a reason to say no to the king. And she, being an ant, she could really tell, like, how important the king is, how important this king is. It's like he could easily just use brute force and try to get the answer from her and everything, but he's way above that now, because he's wiser and he's seen things, right? It was a really sad episode, but it was beautiful as well. And he was gonna kneel down for Palm. That's how much he cared for Komugi. Like, you know, he was gonna let go of pride and everything. Like, he has realized, like, you know, there are other things that matters. You know, he finally understood that one human emotion, that emotion, that love, the emotion of love. You know, like, he finally understood it, and yeah, I don't know, it's just beautiful, man. I don't really know what to say, man. Like, feel free to dislike this video if you want, but I just had to say something about this episode. I think it's, oh god, fuck. Nah, this episode was awesome. And at the very end, Komugi, it's like, this is like one of those situations where you go online and then there's a picture of Meruem and Komugi, and then there's a meme that goes, still a better love story than Twilight, you know, something like that. Like, no joke, like, that's what I can just see that meme coming up at some point. Like, no, it was just perfect. The ending was perfect. Like, Togashi, like, I've read the manga, but seeing it, like, the animation team also did a good job bringing it to life and everything. And I like what they did with the lights. Like, you know how, like, his end, he had like those particles spread around, how like the lights kept on dying slowly, and then finally when he took his short nap, the lights went out. And it was also really touching, because he told Komugi that the longer she is exposed to him, the greater the risk of her dying. But she didn't really care, because if you know from what Komugi said, like, she doesn't really have a lot to live for, right? And, you know, she's happy with Meruem, and she was willing to risk dying if it's just so they can play the game a little bit longer. And, you know, that was just, I don't know, it was just touching, man. It was touching. It was a beautiful episode. Rest in peace, Meruem. We'll miss you. But it's kind of sad though, you know, like, this character, after all the build up and everything, you just kill him off. I don't get it twisted, I'm not like criticizing his work or anything. I liked how it ended. It's just kind of sad to see Meruem go, you understand what I mean? It's just really sad, because they gave him all that power, all this growth and everything. It would have been a really, really good guy, you know, like he would just be a very beautiful character to stay in the series, but I guess he had to die. Like I said, if you didn't enjoy this review, I totally understand, because yeah, I was just yeah, too emotional about this whole shit. Yeah, well, that's my review, and see you guys next time. I'm sorry.